There's a wooden stair in my house that started to creak. When it first appeared, I noticed it in the way that architects are trained to notice things, as some kind of defect, something out of alignment, something to be fixed. At first it bothered me, and I kept telling myself I'll deal with it later, but over time that sound began to mean something else. Now, when my son comes downstairs, that creak reaches me before he does. It's a small, unmistakable signal that he's ready to play. And almost without thinking, I put my phone down, I turn, and I pay attention. And that's the strange thing about homes. What we often dismiss as flaws can become the things that anchor us to a moment, a habit, or a memory that we didn't know we were forming. The beauty and the curse of architecture is that we're always chasing perfection. You can refine the lines, space the joints just right, polish the marble to a mirror finish, and still, perfection stays just out of reach. And in the age of Pinterest boards and immaculate interiors, that gap feels even wider. People aren't just building homes anymore, they're building images of homes. Spaces are designed to look shiny, impeccable, and untouched. Homes today are expected to behave like machines with flawless finishes, invisible joints, colors that never fade, and lighting that casts no shadows. It's easy to forget that real homes don't come out of factories. They aren't assembled on conveyor belts or stamped out with precision tools, nor are they simply exported from a 3D model into the real world. They are mostly handmade, drawn by hand, built by hand, made from materials that expand, contract, weather and age, wood that responds to the monsoon, paint that softens in the sun, stone that slowly loses its sharpness. Every surface, every joint, every corner, someone stood there and worked it into place. And this is not about compromise or accepting sloppy work. Craft matters, materials matter. But so does understanding that buildings are not static objects. A home is closer to a living thing made by many hands, shaped by use and slowly layered with meaning. Just like that creaky stair I was telling you about. What once felt like a flaw became a feature, not because it was designed that way, but because life wrapped itself around it. There was a strangely shaped room in our old house that seemed impossible to use. We treated it like a dead space for years until my father realized that it had great acoustics. Almost by accident, it became a room for music. It held just one chair, a space where we could sit and listen undisturbed. So when we renovated the house years later, we redesigned the space around that memory. The room looks different now, but its soul hasn't changed. And every time I step into it, I'm taken back to those happy moments. And maybe that's the real measure of a good home. Not how perfect it looks on day one, but how well it absorbs life. How it allows time to leave its marks. How its so-called flaws become the places where memory settles. And if you think about your own home, there's probably a corner just like this. A sound, a crack, an awkward space that became meaningful in some way. And if you have one, I'd love to hear its story in the comments. If you enjoy reflections just like this on homes, cities, and human stories inside design, that's what I explore at Tall Stories. Give us a follow and have a great day.